Hello and welcome to President Time. Today we're going to talk about President number 43, George W. Bush. But before we talk more about George W. Bush, let's talk about a president from last time, number 42, Bill Clinton. And what do you remember about Bill Clinton? Go ahead, you can just yell it out. What do you remember? He's from Arkansas. He had one daughter, Chelsea. His wife, Hillary, has run for president after him, but she has not won. Let's see. He liked to play the saxophone. He had a pet dog. And didn't he have a pet cat, too? Yes, he did. Socks and Buddy. All right, so today we're going to talk about George W. Bush. Now, my regular cards stop. These are older and they stop with Clinton. So, I have this card here with George W. Bush, and here's a better picture of George W. Bush. All right, so George Bush he was born in the state of Connecticut. Connecticut is this little yellow one right here. He was born in Connecticut, but he moved to Texas when he was very young, and this is where he grew up, was in Texas. And that's where his father was from. Remember his father, President George H.W. Bush, President number 41 before Bill Clinton. All right, so George W. Bush, he spent hours playing baseball in a field behind his house. And when he grew up, he owned the baseball team, the Texas Rangers. All right. I'm not sure he still does, but that's also his fun fact. And he was married to Laura. And George W. Bush and Laura had 2 daughters and 0 sons. 2 plus 0 is 0. And his daughters were twins. Jenna and Barbara, I believe. Barbara was named after her grandmother, Barbara Bush. And let's see. Yep, Barbara and Jenna. It's in here. And here's the true trivia. George W. Bush is the first son of a president since John Adams and John Quincy Adams. John Adams was president number 2, and then John Quincy Adams were father and son. We did have a grandfather and grandson in the Harrisons. William Harrison, he was president for a very short time, and then his grandson Benjamin Harrison was president number 23. All right. So let's see. He was president for 2 terms. So 1 term is 4 years. 4 plus 4 is 8. He was president for 2 terms. Married to Laura. And let's see. Here's First Lady Laura. First Lady Laura Bush. She was a teacher and a librarian. And like her mother-in-law, Barbara Bush, literacy and learning to read was something very important and near and dear to their heart. They wanted everybody to be able to learn to read. And let's see. His pets. Let's move on to his pets. Guess what he had? He did, but he also had, being from Texas, a pet longhorn steer, which is a cow, and they named her Ophelia. Ophelia. She lived at his ranch in Texas. These are the longhorns. But it says, but wait, there's more. It's our very last page. He also, of course, had a dog. And his dog's name was Spot, or is Spot. Now, Spot, or Spotty, as he was called, lived in the White House 2 different times because Spot was a puppy from George H.W. Bush's dog Millie. And they also had a cat named India. A black cat named India. So there's Spot showing India the postcard of Millie and the puppies. All right, and the silly picture of George W. Bush. W. He was nicknamed W. That's how they said W. It was W. George W. Bush. They had to keep him separate from his father, George Bush. And his favorite foods, cheeseburger pizza. And he liked cinnamon bread with peanut butter and honey. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? All right, so here's this picture. All right, very good. Are you ready to sing the song? Here we go. Here we go. You want me to zoom it in so you can see? Here we go. History's full of people and times, but you can learn them with this rhyme. Presidents of the USA have made our country great today. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pearson, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, Harding, and Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush. And that's it for today. All right. Thank you for joining me for President Time, and I will see you next time. Enjoy this beautiful day.